Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast. We have an exciting one for you this week. I am BoredGamer and I'm joined by the lovely Zinnia. Say hello, CitizenCon Hype Zinnia.
Hello, CitizenCon Hype Zinnia.
Perfect. I get you to say anything with that joke. It's great. We're going to be talking about Alpha 4.0, 3.24.2, which is very close to release. And CitizenCon Hype, it's next week. Well, it's this week. It's the end of this week. Oh, God, it's so soon. And we're going to be there, and it's going to be good. And we're going to be talking about it. Are you excited for CitizenCon, Zin?
A little bit.
Yeah.
More intrepid anticipation?
Yeah, that's fair. So we're going to be socialising a bit on the Friday. We were sort of getting push and pulled everywhere, so we're going to mostly be out on the Wakefield Street takeover, so we'll see most of you there. We'll post up some bits, and then we'll be out the Saturday night as well. Sunday, I suspect we're going to be exhausted. I've got an office tour on the Sunday. I'm not sure if Sin's getting an office tour yet or not. We'll see. It might turn up. It might not.
It's all right if they don't love me.
It's okay. Well, that means you can go home and rest, right? Yeah. And I can tell you anything. Really excited for that. But we'll get on to CitizenCon in a minute. So, Alpha 4.0 is in EVOCATI testing. Is this what you expected, Sin?
I mean, yes.
Did you expect it to be already in testing, like now? Or did you thought maybe 3.24.2 would come out first? Or
I don't think that anything would need to come out before anything else.
Okay, yes.
If it's ready
based on the same code, right?
Yeah, but if it's ready for testing, why not test it?
Yeah, I think I typically would say that stuff like that, the sort of procedure is that they won't release an EVOCATI test for something like that until they're on the live build of something else they're testing, but obviously that's not the case, and as I said, 3.24.2, which is an open PTU, is on the 4.0 code base. Maybe that's okay to take in the good updates for anything else they change in 3.24.2 easily, while also testing 4.0 EVOCATI. But with the 4.0 tests in mind, these were only running for a few hours. They're not running at time of recording anymore. And they weren't running all of the features in 4.0 or anything like that. There was only a few missions working. It was mostly, as with most EVOCATI tests, a stress test, and they were sort of more focused on serve meshing, jump points, and making sure Pyro and Stanton work together. Did you have good memories and fun with the Pyro Playground last time we played?
Yeah, it seemed all right from what I can remember.
Yeah. So this is the best EVOCATI build I've ever played. Sort of stability and performance test-wise. I mean, that's not actually saying that much. Stability and performance test-wise, really, really good. But that's because they've been bug fixing this in the tech preview builds and in 3.24.2 for a while now. That was pretty good. That said, after a few hours of them testing the EVOCATI stuff, and there was a load of 30Ks and weird latency problems, and the build wasn't working properly anymore, or the servers weren't working properly anymore. It was pretty good, and yeah, great for an Evo test. And yeah, they were very much testing the jump points, and the jump points they're fully working. It's probably what you would expect from a jump point as well, like, I hope the jump points are like this. It's kind of like that. They're pretty amazing. Like, amazing's maybe the wrong sort of word, but they're not a letdown. They're pretty good fun. However, most people that have tried this, a lot of people were having problems of trying to get in the jump point and then immediately or very quickly getting fired out and failing the jump, and then just being chucked to the edge of the system. Ooh. Like miles and like millions of miles away from anything. And it's because that it was really easy to touch the edges or take too much damage, distortion damage or whatever, during the jump. And there's loads of obstructions and pillars in the way as you're going around. It's really difficult at the moment. It needs to be easy. It needs to be, going through these sort of jump points needs to be pretty basic and a level of hands-on, but not so much that you're like praying before you go. What level of risk do you want it to be when you go through a stable jump points in?
I don't know, like, not too much risk, because these jump points have also been charted. Like, people have jumped them multiple times. So I don't know what the rate of their change would be. Like, obviously, I assume they're a little bit movie. I don't know what I'm expecting.
Yeah, they'd be like water, right? It'd be like traversing a calm area of water or a well-known stretch of water. But that in the Evo test, they seem to be a bit sort of like, nope, you're out. Oh God. But they're cool. You can see people around you when you're jumping in them, and yeah, they're very pretty. There's a good amount going on. I think with a little bit of refinement, they'll be absolutely fantastic. It's extremely Doctor Who as well. I put that in my notes. It just looks like the TARDIS going around at the start of Doctor Who. So something else that was in 4.0, and there's not huge amounts of there's only very limited features at the moment, but contested zones were certainly in and working. These are at space stations around Pyro. You can sort of, when we were like at that big trash pile,
yes,
around that area there's some doors and stuff, and it's obviously different on different stations. And there's just loads. The space stations are massive, absolutely massive. So you can just go sort of like run around and look around the space station near the social areas of the space station and the shopping areas, and then just stumble upon a giant, dangerous area, which is a contested zone where there's just loot and puzzles and engineering gameplay and loads of enemies and copions and loot containers, and you can print key cards to get in through some of these doors, and you can do some engineering gameplay that you have to like find fuses or whatever to get in through other doors, and you can be like scrambling around. And these areas are absolutely awesome, or have the potential to be awesome, and then that weren't fully working. Yeah, there's a huge amount of potential there. What I don't want, and I think that will immediately make Zin not want to play them, and a lot of other people not want to play them, is we don't 100% know how the PvP element will work. If you have PvP and elements in these where people could just jump in and join them whenever, it is just going to be I am hiding around a corner, just hiding there, and someone comes around that's been doing this for like 2 hours looting, and you shoot them, take all their loot and get out. And that is not fun to me. Maybe that's the sort of extraction shooter gameplay other people want. That's not what I want. Oh, there was loads of elevators around everywhere as well, and the elevators seem to just take you straight back to a safe zone. So effectively, an elevator is a extraction point, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, these look like you can delve into them for ages and ages and ages, going deeper into more and more loot. I'm not so sure if they're going to be proc-gen at all. I'm not sure how they're going to continue to be refreshed, I suppose, just to say. They seem like there's a lot of potential there, and I like loot. When I was actually seeing it, and from what other people are saying as well, it's just sort of like standard and basic loot tables at the moment. I haven't put the new Pyro stuff in yet for the new Pyro weapons or anything, but expect that for when 4.0 goes to wider PTUs and stuff. So with contested zones in, if they were PvE or they were limited PvP and you were like understood exactly how the PvP worked for them, would you want to play them?
Yeah, probably.
Cool. I think they're going to be pretty good fun because you can just stumble out of bed at Pyro and go and do some looting at a difficulty level of whatever you want, because you can keep on going deeper and deeper and deeper into these areas. But EVOCATI testing has since stopped for 4.0. I expect it to get some fixes and then be tested again. That will be reoccurring until they release it, hopefully by the end of the year. Do you think they are on track to have it released by the end of the year now, Zin, or do you think still very unlikely?
I think it's still unlikely.
Okay, well, I suppose we'll have to wait and see. It's they've been doing all the stuff right to try and get it done by the end of the year, with the tech preview tests and the server meshing tests. And yeah, with the server meshing tests in mind, they recently did, 10 servers, almost 2,000 players being tested. And they've now said we're moving over to the 4.0 branch. And I think that means they're probably not going to be doing any more tech preview tests, because they've got 4.0 and EVOCATI now, and that's probably good enough. And they'll open that up to wider waves when they need more testing of server meshing and that sort of stuff. What's this? A Tobii eye tracker ad? Exactly what you wanted. The Tobii eye tracker gives you natively supported high precision head and eye tracking for Star Citizen, and a load of other games for that matter. This is perfect for greater immersion in Star Citizen, for looking around your cockpit while in combat, or just quantum traveling around the verse. There's a load of cool bits like Tobii Ghost, so you can see where eyes are looking, or other people can if you're recording it or showing it to like viewers or whatever. But also you got camera boost, which is like mouse acceleration for your head. Until the 28th of October, you can grab 15% off by using the link below. There's also a sweepstake running where you can grab yourself a Star Citizen ship and starter pack. Again, links below. Now, back to the video. Alpha 3.24.2. That is near release. It's in a really good state on the OpenPT at the moment. Some new stuff that I want to tell you about it's in. They're adding a load of the ships and vehicles that weren't in the ship shops, adding them to the in-game ship shops.
Okay,
So this is the Moray Pulse, the Urza Medivac, the Argo MPUV 1T, and the Sabre Firebird. Something else they're going to be adding to the shop, which will make you happy as well, is the Atlas. So the Atlas is getting added to in-game shops in 3.24.2.
Do we know how much it's going to be?
No, we do not. I would expect relatively inexpensive because it is a awesome but glorified tractor beam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that was the plan all along or if CIG listened to the community. I'm not 100% sure what the community was saying about it because it's drowned out by what I was saying about it in my head, which was sell them in in-game shops or give them to us for free.
Yeah.
Selling them in in-game shops, great, makes sense. There is a new global event as well in 3.24.2, which is against the Slicers, which I don't know much about. Assume they're pirates, but it's called Save Stanton. And they're testing the first 4 phases simultaneously, but in the future it's sort of like going to be gradual phases and different mission sets coming in. And from what I saw, there's the Idris incursion, where like an Idris turns up with a small fleet of ships. There's reclaiming distribution centers, which have been taken over by Slicers. You sort of go in and clear them out. And then there's sort of cargo recovery, which is go after ships or find damaged ships and retrieve the cargo there. There may be more missions, but that's the only ones I'm aware of. Are you excited for global events, stuff like this? Or I suppose it's events that we already have being used in different ways, sort of being recombined, right? These sort of stuff. Does this sort of stuff excite you or not so much?
I like having things to do, like events like this. It's good fun. It changes a bit from the monotony of the usual stuff. Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's a PvP illegal version of this where you can help the Slicers or anything, but there might be. So yeah, 3.24.2, really close to release, and they're adding loads of cool stuff. That patch is pretty feature laden now, and it is built on the 4.0 codebase, so the fixes and stuff that are going into that, and after it goes to live, and hotfixes and stuff are going to be reflected in the 4.0 branch, without 4.0 needing a huge amount more bug fixing than it would have otherwise. They've done the 4.0 stuff pretty sensibly. Something that I'm very much looking forward to, Zin, is CitizenCon, as we talked about earlier. We've been given the schedule now, So I want to talk to you briefly about this. Now, Zin and I talked about this very quickly before I did a video on it last week. But I just want to sort of get your thoughts on this. So we've got several panels: Brave New Worlds, The Social Universe, Dress to Kill, Beyond Pyro, a redacted one, Crafting Your Home, Captains of Industry, The Stars, My Destination, Star Citizen 1.0. Out of all of that, what panel or presentation are you most excited for?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Probably the redacted one.
Okay, and we're expecting the redacted one to be Squadron 42 related, maybe a keynote, maybe some Star Citizen celebrities, maybe a Squadron 42 release date.
Yeah.
You say you're potentially most excited for that. What would make that for you?
I don't know, but it's more so the fact that we don't know what it is that makes it so exciting.
Okay. I just want people to be aware, and this is not a joke, Zin has no imagination. She literally can't imagine things. It is an in-joke with our friends. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty excited for that. If it's a Squadron 42 hard release date, great. I am going to trust CIG with any dates they give this time around, but I have been doing that since 2016, and I'm an idiot. But I think this time they sort of have to, right? Like, they're pushing towards trying to get Squadron 42 out the door real soon, and Star Citizen 1.0 commercial release being a thing. I think I'm also really excited about just the whole base building stuff, right? Like crafting, base building, crafting your home, and what appears to be a load of new industry vehicles. Because light spoilers, in the 4.0 build, some Argo construction vehicles have been sighted. Assumedly, that was I think it was the teaser we had from the newsletter was the rear of it. I didn't actually try and match them up. But yeah, so homesteads, first player bases being in game, maybe even with 4.0, look like to be a thing. Might not be for 4.0, but it looks like it is.
Also, the Beyond Pyro stuff, like, I'm hoping they'll be showing us a load more solar systems that they've got.
Yeah, this is interesting, right? Because obviously the first presentation we've got is the Brave New Worlds, sort of the Genesis universe building tools, we think, and like Planet Tech V5 and stuff like that, and maybe like a new engine demo. That paired with a load of new star systems they're showing in Beyond Pyro might be pretty awesome. Do you think this is going to be like the Nyx system and Odin system they show us?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think they might show us like Terra or an alien system, or...
Oh.
Was that just too far out?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, we don't know where they are with these things.
We don't. And they've been sort of sneaky. They're sneaky. I do think CitizenCon this year... Do you think CitizenCon this year is going to be the biggest and best CitizenCon they've ever had?
Probably.
So CIG are also hyping it as the biggest and best. They're not saying, oh, you're going to really like what's there. They're saying, this is the best one. It's amazing. I'm so looking forward to these things. You're not going to be disappointed. So that they are publicly saying stuff like that, the devs and community managers and things like that. So I will be disappointed if it is not the best one. I do think we're going to be pretty exhausted afterwards. And so this is one of the other things as well. Bar Citizens, semi-official Bar Citizens, are starting tomorrow in Manchester. Yeah, so people are obviously flown down from America and around the world to descend upon Manchester. And there's loads of Bar Citizens starting from Tuesday. Oh, Zin, I am excited.
Good.
So yeah, that's sort of some of the other ones. The Social Universe one, I'm thinking probably org features being shown off there. I'm not sure what else they're sort of show. Maybe some NPC interactions, how to make Star Citizen more of an MMO experience, like server meshing-y stuff. Dress to Kill. So, this is the one I was talking to you about as well. So Dress to Kill looks like they're going to be talking about specialist armors.
Yeah.
Armor that can go, you want to be better at mining, or like obviously got combat armor that gives you the better dynamic crosshair and stuff with the right helmet, things like that. So different roles, different suits of FPS armor and things like that to help you with it. They talk about a legendary friend returning to CitizenCon.
Yes.
And I don't know who that is. You don't know who that is.
No.
What? Yeah, I just...
But you seem to think it's the sandworm.
Okay, so... I'm not mad! Like, one of the things they could be showing in the Brave New Worlds and Beyond Pyro is the Lear system. They recently put the Good Doctor map, which is on Lear 2, into the free fly rather than just FPS. Sandworms were shown off at 2016 CitizenCon.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. And yeah, I'm sure they're on Lear. But do you know what? They won't be in a thing called Dressed to Kill.
Well, they might be. There's a legendary friend.
No, it's
Who
not.
Else can it... I don't know.
He's arguably not a friend.
Oh, he's... but what if you could? What if you could befriend them? Okay, maybe it's not. But if it is, then I am going to... make you eat the most humble of pies. I'm going to, oh.
Can it be apple?
It could be apple humble pie. I'm going to be so I told you so. I know you're pretty good at like dates and I told you so's.
Mate, if it is a case of I told you so, I'm going to be, that's a stupid place to put a sandworm. If you're going to show off a sandworm, you're not going to do it when you're showing off clothing.
Specialist armors. Maybe it's like thumper armor, which attracts them. Yeah, exactly, mate. You can ride around your sandworms. Perfect. This is what I'm looking forward to. Tell us what you think the legendary friend is that's returning to CitizenCon. Admiral Bishop, Tessa Bannister. It could be a load of different things. And I think one of the things that we're all going to be relatively excited for is the final presentation, which is My Destination Star Citizen 1.0, which is going to be the high-level plans for getting 1.0 out the door and milestones. And I know a lot of people don't like Star Citizen roadmaps because they only deliver a portion at best of what they've got planned within the year sort of thing. But I think they've done pretty well with the last year's CitizenCon and getting that stuff in game for either already or real soon with like 4.0, 3.0, 4.2, stuff like that. How would you rate their success from last year's CitizenCon about getting stuff in games in?
I think they've done pretty well.
Yeah. More than what you thought, as much as you thought?
I mean, I was kind of hoping they'd get it all, because that's what they said they were going to do, but I mean, they've done pretty well.
They're pretty close, right? Well, I say pretty close. When 4.0 comes out, they'll be pretty close with that. So, and hopefully that's going to be by the end of the year. I think at least open PTU, but I'm hoping live by the end of the year for 4.0. And I'm just curious what other people want to see at CitizenCon, and do they think 4.0 will be out? The Stars My Destination Star Citizen 1.0, I'm really excited for, because there's so many of those panels that could be the keynote, or maybe they'll split the keynotes, like Brave New Worlds, the Redacted UEE one, or the Stars My Destination could all be effectively a keynote
Why does there need to be a keynote?
You need Chris Roberts to come up on stage and say, these are the exciting things that are happening. Yeah, you do.
I don't.
So, I do, because obviously Chris is one of the reasons I was excited about the project to start with, and it's a lot of the stuff is his vision, and the reason the game has taken so long is partly due to him.
It's his fault. It's all his fault.
Yeah, well, no, but it will also be his victory, as it were, if the game is great, like part of that. So I'm in it for the long run, partly due to Chris's vision, and I trust him to have the game that he wants to do with that. But some people don't. Some people are like, get Chris Roberts off the project or whatever, or he is too much of a micromanager or too much of a perfectionist or whatever, and you've got to make some concessions. But I'm in it for the long haul, partly because of his vision, and I want to see and hear from Chris. I like his passion. I like him talking about what he wants and how far they've come and what they've got planned next. Obviously, that's not what everyone else needs. I think they'll bring him out at least a couple of times. You got to bring him out at the beginning of CitizenCon. You got to bring him out for the redacted UBE one, and I suspect they'll bring him out for the last one, for the Stars My Destination, the Road to 1.0. Are you expecting any other surprises at CitizenCon?
I'm not expecting any, but I'm sure there will be.
Do you think there'll be like a playable Squadron 42 demo or a demo of something beyond 4.0 that we can play?
Maybe. It would be nice. There's no evidence of it, though.
No, that's true. There's that big Hornet in the hall that there could be computers under. I've been in that building before and played Theatres of War, which was just on a side room. So they certainly could have like side rooms and stuff like that they used last time. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm hoping that we see some Squadron 42 celebrities like Henry Cavill, people like that. But you could have like John Rhys-Davies and Mark Hamill and Gillian Anderson. I'm not sure to the level of if they're going to be walking around or whatever, but hopefully.
I don't think they will be.
I don't know, right? Like, maybe?
They won't be walking around. They'll
just be in this little VIP area hidden away. We'll be walking around, though. We're a level of celebrity that you can have access to at any time. You right, bud? Yeah. Drink? Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing people out and about there. Feel free to say hello. It's going to be cool. Interested to know what you're excited for at CitizenCon. Tell us what you're expecting. Tell us what you think would be really awesome. And if there's any surprises that you think might be coming or something that would make it for you, tell us there. Have you been playing in 4.0 EVOCATI? What have you found? Because there might have been loads more features and stuff like that going on, but all I was aware of was 4.0 sort of working, server meshing kind of working, jump points and contested zones. And it being a pretty stable, for at least a while, EVOCATI test. That said, it did go a bit wonky later. And what do you think of that 3.24.2 event, the save stanton against the splicers? Slicers. Tell us if you've been playing that, tell us what you think. And if you know more about these slicers, feel free to share your informations as well. And yeah, CitizenCon. Woo! 4.0. Say goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Thanks for watching, guys. NordVPN, Toby Eye Tracker, links below. A very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, CIG had taken over the development of NordVPN. And at CitizenCon, the yearly Nord FanFest, they were releasing their first game, Squadron Nordy 2. It's amazing, and it would truly revolutionize the FPS industry. Then I woke up and realised that NordVPN is already great and released, and it doesn't need an FPS module, it's a VPN. And you should get it now, links below, discount, helps channel, read bullet points. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For October, it's for a Drake Corsair with a game package and lifetime insurance. All you have to do to be in for a chance of winning that lovely Star Citizen access and ship that can be used for exploration, but it's also this cool little multi-role, multi-crew ship. You just need a comment on any of our videos made during October. That will go into the hat. It's not a hat, it's a spreadsheet. It goes into that, and then a random person is chosen. With the addition of Alpha 4.0 and Pyro, there's going to be tons more to see and explore. The Corsair is perfect for that. Good luck. Please consider supporting the channel as well. We've got the join button under our videos that will make you a channel member. That goes a long way in supporting the channel, as does becoming a Patreon. It's pretty much the same thing, but for different mediums. You can also like, comment, share, or sub. Things like that. That all helps with the channel hugely. We are also gathering questions for CitizenCon, so chuck those in the comments below as well. If I find any appropriate devs, I will ask your question, or I will probably amalgamate lots of questions together and make them more concise. Thank you so much for your support and watching, and I hope you have a great October.